Section 1. A morning of silence. It began with a silence, the kind of quiet that feels wrong. It was early on a summer morning in 1860. The date was June 30th. Rain had fallen overnight, leaving the air damp and cool. In a large country house in Wiltshire, a nursemaid went to check on a child. His name was Francis Saville Kent. He was only 3 years old, almost 4. The nursemaid, Elizabeth Guff, reached for his cot. It was empty. The blankets were still tucked in, cold and undisturbed. The child was simply gone. There was no sound of crying, no sign of a struggle, just an unnerving empty space where a small boy should have been sleeping. Panic began as a small seed. Elizabeth Guff woke the other servants. They searched the room, under the bed, the closets, nothing. The boy's mother, Mary Kent, was woken next. Samuel Kent, a respected factory inspector, was roused from his sleep. The house, usually orderly and calm, was suddenly alive with frantic energy. Voices called out the little boy's name, their cries swallowed by thick stone walls. They checked room after room. The drawing room, the dining room laid for a breakfast no one would eat. Every corner searched, every cupboard opened. Dread grew with every passing minute. A child does not vanish from a locked house. Windows bolted, doors secure. It felt impossible, like something from a nightmare, not a real event on a peaceful English morning. The family and servants moved outside. They stepped into the damp garden. The smell of wet earth and roses filled the air. They searched the grounds. Fine shoes and work boots alike sank into soft soil. It was there, in a dark and horrid corner, that they found him. The little boy was hidden inside an outdoor privy, a servant's toilet. He'd been pushed down into the filth. His throat was cut so deeply that his head was almost severed from his body. Pure, undiluted horror. The quiet morning ripped apart by unimaginable violence. The silence was broken by screams. The home was called Road Hill House. It stood in a small village, a solid and respectable building, a place of status. Inside, a map of the Victorian class system. Spacious, well-furnished rooms for the family, small plain quarters and back stairs for the servants. Fine carpets, polished furniture, portraits on the walls, a world of comfort and propriety. This was the public face of the Kent family, pillars of their community. Samuel Kent inspected factories for the government, an example of order and discipline. But a house has two sides. Behind the elegant rooms lay another world, small rooms, back stairs, hidden corridors. The servants saw and heard everything, habits and secrets. In the Kent household was a complex web. Children from the first marriage, the first wife dead, the governess Mary married to Mr. Kent. Older children home for holidays, younger children from the new marriage, the nursemaid, the cook, the housemaid, all parts of an intricate machine. Constance, 16, quiet and often sullen. Her brother William, a year younger. After the discovery, the house held its breath. Shadows long, the air heavy with fear. A murderer had walked these halls while the family slept. Or perhaps, the most terrifying thought of all, the murderer was not a stranger. The murderer was one of them. The enemy already inside the walls. The household became a prison of suspicion. News of the murder spread like a virus, from the village of Road to nearby towns via telegraph and the penny press, to the entire country. Victorian England was obsessed with crime. Newspapers printed every lurid detail, the house, the family, the clues. The murder at Road Hill House became a national sensation, a dark, thrilling drama in real life. The local police arrived, country constables, intimidated by status, out of their depth. They treated Mr. Kent with deference, listened to family theories, and blundered the scene, trampling potential evidence, failing to secure the house. Suspicion fell on Elizabeth Guff. A servant, perhaps resentful or careless, was the easiest explanation. They arrested her, but with no motive, no real evidence, and genuine terror in her alarm, she was released a week later, Public outrage grew. How could a child be murdered in his bed with no one brought to justice? The early investigation was a catalogue of errors. Superintendent Foley agreed with Kent, who steered the story toward an outside intruder. The police searched for an intruder who was never there and allowed servants to clean, washing away clues. A blood-stained nightdress surfaced but was mishandled and dismissed. The laundry list showed one nightdress unaccounted for, Constance Kent's. Her answers were vague. The police didn't press. Servants contradicted each other, terrified of police and of Mr. Kent, on whom their jobs and homes depended. They hinted at arguments and resentments, but no one spoke plainly. A wall of silence protected the family. While the country debated, the trail went cold. The scene contaminated, witnesses confused. The locals had failed completely. The mystery deepened. A new approach was needed. The Home Office sent one of the first professional detectives, Jonathan Witcher, famous, respected, sharp, quiet, relentless. Not a local Bobby, but a cool, methodical mind, unimpressed by status. To Witcher, everyone was a suspect. He re-examined everything. Houses clues, distances measured, timetables studied, geography mapped, no break-in, doors and windows secured. The dog hadn't barked. The killer was inside the household. Witcher's questions were precise, cutting away layers of lies. He listened to whispers, studied the unhappy family dynamic. The older children resented Mary, the stepmother. They had loved their first mother. Constance had run away, cut her hair, dressed as a boy. More than girlish fantasy, a fierce, troubled will. Witcher focused on the missing nightdress, likely blood-stained, hidden or destroyed. He believed Constance took the child, carried him downstairs and killed him, perhaps with help from William. He reconstructed the crime and presented it, the missing nightdress, as the key. He was certain Constance Kent, 16, a respectable girl, was a calculating murderer. He had her arrested. The news was a bombshell in a case already full of shocks. The arrest caused a national uproar. Could a young lady be capable of such brutality? It defied the Victorian ideal. Some, like Charles Dickens, defended Witcher. Others accused him of persecuting an innocent girl. Constance appeared calm, pale, unreadable. Witcher laid out tensions, jealousy, the missing nightdress. But it was all circumstantial. No direct evidence, no witnesses, no weapon, no nightdress. The family rallied. The public turned. The case collapsed. Constance was released. Witcher's reputation tattered. Years passed. The family left the house. Constance did not marry. She entered a convent. Then, in 1865, she left the convent and made a full confession. She admitted she alone had murdered her brother, using a razor from her father's dressing case. She waited until all slept, took him from his cot, carried him downstairs to the privy. She hid her blood-stained nightdress, then destroyed it. Her motive was revenge, not just against her stepmother, but against a life that had made her unhappy. The trial was a formality. She was found guilty and sentenced to death. The sentence was commuted to life. She served 20 years and was released in 1885. She changed her name and vanished into obscurity. A simple wooden cross marks the memory. Constance Kent's confession seemed to solve the puzzle. Case closed, detective vindicated. But was it that simple? Historians still see shadows of doubt. She insisted she acted alone, yet some details remain hard to believe. Witcher suspected William had helped. Was her confession an act of protection? Was she shielding a brother who shared her resentment of their father's new family? By taking blame, Constance closed the case and spared her family future scrutiny. The case forced Victorians to face darkness within the family, passion, jealousy and violence behind respectable walls. It reshaped policing. Local failure, contrasted with Witcher's methods, helped build Scotland Yard's reputation. The lone brilliant detective became a public hero, proof of evidence-based investigation. The house still stands renamed. Its story is part of English folklore. Truth is slippery. A confession may not be the whole story. A conviction may not answer all questions. The case of Constance Kent leaves a haunting thought. We have an answer, but is a confession, given 5 years after the fact, the same as absolute truth?